Hello, and welcome to the SPANNFLOWER Channel. I'm SPANNFLOWER, and this is the SPANNFLOWER Report. So, let's get right to it. Let me get my glasses on so I can see you all a little bit better. All right, loving that. Now, we got a lot to get to today. So, I'm start off with thanking you all that took the time to pay attention to the video, the latest one on the channel titled Males in Crisis, where I detailed situation going on with the violence in the city of Chicago and the Chicagoland area. So I really appreciate you all taking the time to take a look at those videos, put your comments there. And as I had stated in the video, I feel like males in crisis pandemic, or I call it Mike P. Males in crisis pandemic, which is no laughing matter. And I feel that what needs to happen is that there needs to be more mental health care for men and for women in that regard, so that if they're having issues or a hard time dealing with whatever it is that they're going through and they feel like they can't cope, there needs to be some more mental health situations going on in the country, so that we can help those persons that feel like they are in crisis mode and they don't feel that they have a way out. So, and we'll follow up on those stories like that as well. But for today, we will be talking about immigration. And we will be talking about the issue at the southern border. And we will definitely be talking about Texas Governor Greg Abbott versus President Joe Biden and his administration. First up, just the facts. So, Governor Greg Abbott of Texas has decided that he and his state are going to secure the southern border along his state, because he feels that the Biden administration is not doing enough, and that they are in fact the problem as to why the immigration has skyrocketed during Joe Biden's presidency. So I don't know. How do you feel about that? Multiple news outlets are reporting that there is like a simmering, brewing standoff between Texas Governor Greg Abbott in the state of Texas and President Joe Biden and the federal government, because it is the federal government's responsibility to secure the border. However, there's the Texas governor is saying they had states' rights, and so it's turned into a really big mess. And so we're going to hear both sides. We're going to hear from both sides. Let's just say that. And we're going to pay attention to the first video right here. And that video is Greg Abbott's position on where he stands as far as immigration and the border and all of that. And, multiple outlets have been reporting on these growing concerns at the border. And so we're going to listen to what Greg Abbott had to say, courtesy of Fox News. Okay, here we go.
Is doing is just very simple. And that is because the Biden administration has really, truly abdicated its responsibility to secure the border and enforce the laws. Texas, very simply, is securing the border. And so we put up the razor wire that you were talking about, Bill, and we put up all these barricades that actually have denied illegal entry. And as you pointed out also in that screen, there are criminals coming across our border. Texas has a right as a state to stop criminals from coming into our state, to make arrests of those criminals. And we have National Guard as well as Texas Department of Public Safety officers who are there to make those arrests and to deny illegal entry. And Joe Biden actually does have an option here. Joe Biden's option is to enforce the laws of the United States and stop this illegal entry.
Next up, President Joe Biden and his administration's analyzed response through the news media of where he stands on the border situation and what he feels that Governor Greg Abbott is in violation of the laws of the land, because immigration is to be handled through the federal government. So we're going to listen to what Joe Biden's position, President Joe Biden's position is, courtesy of CNN. So take a look and let me know. Here we go.
The government is demanding access to areas along the border with Mexico that are currently being blocked by the state of Texas. The US Supreme Court ruled earlier this week that federal border patrol agents can proceed with removing razor wire erected by the Texas state government. But the state is preventing federal agents from accessing parts of the border. Well, CNN's Rosa Flores has details on the standoff.
There are two separate issues that we're following on the U.S.-Mexico border in the Eagle Pass area. First of all, the ruling issued by the U.S. Supreme Court, and then the standoff that's going on between Texas and the Biden administration in Shelby Park and in an area that encompasses about 2.5 miles of river. About the Supreme Court ruling first. What that says is it gives Border Patrol authority to cut razor wire in that area. According to a law enforcement source, the U.S. federal government does not have a plan to remove all of that razor wire, and instead, what the federal government plans to do is exercise discretion. Whenever that wire needs to get cut for medical emergencies or operational needs, they plan to cut the wire. As for the standoff on Shelby Park and the 2.5 miles of river, Texas has been doubling down, erecting more razor wire barriers and also more fencing, which keeps migrants out and also Border Patrol out of that area. That's what's so extraordinary about this, is that the state of Texas is keeping Border Patrol from an area where Border Patrol normally would be enforcing federal law. And that is what is so remarkable here, because Governor Greg Abbott and Republicans have been accusing the Biden administration of not enforcing federal immigration laws. Well, in this area of Eagle Pass, in Shelby Park and in these 2.5 miles of river, Border Patrol can't enforce federal law, well, because they don't have access. Rosa Flores, CNN, Houston.
Now, each one of these prospective, the Texas Governor Greg Abbott and President Joe Biden have their positions, and you've heard what their positions are. But for a little bit of context, I went to the Border Protection Agency's website and did a little research on it and looked up some information. And as this information is as of September 2023. So I'm just going to read to you some information from what the Border Protection website says about what's happening down at the border. So here we go. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection's website for the month of September 2023, the Border Patrol recorded 218,673 encounters between ports of entry along the southwest border. The CPB's total encounter along the southwest border in September were 269,735. Okay? Now, furthermore, in September 2023, the U.S. Border Protection conducted 4,633 rescues, bringing the total number of rescues in fiscal year 2023 from 32,690 at the end of August to 37,323 at the end of September. This is a significant rise in rescues, an increase of 44% compared with rescues in August of which was 3,212, an increase of 67% compared with rescues in July of 2,776. It is a testament to CPB. You know, CPB stands for Customs, Border and Protection's commitment to border security, despite the lies smugglers who mislead migrants for their own financial gain. You know, so they're just giving some context to that, saying, hey, listen, we doing all this work. It's not us. It's these smugglers. It's, you know, so, hey, in fiscal year 2023, also seized, the Customs Borders and Protection seized more than 27,000 pounds of fentanyl, compared with over 14,600 pounds in fiscal year 2022. CPB's fentanyl seizures have increased more than 800% since fiscal year 2019. Nationwide in September, seizures of other dangerous drugs, cocaine, methamphetamines, heroin, fentanyl, and marijuana increased 7% from August. You know, now, These are significant numbers. Now, if you want to get more information about what's happening at the border, just go to the Customs Border and Protection Agency's website and you can read more information. They have more statistical data. It's full of information for those who want to know more. And as I said, I was reading directly from their website. So I want to make sure that I articulated everything that they're saying in their own words. Now, as you very well know, with these videos, they are all the videos and the links to the videos will be posted in the description area so that you can see where the information is that I'm gathering is coming from. So, okay, so we're gonna you post your comment in the comment section and let me know. You team Greg Abbott, Governor Greg Abbott, or you team President Joe Biden? So, we got to talk about this type of stuff, okay? So hey, let me know. Post your comments in the comment section. Okay, what do you think about all of this? Okay, now we're going to move on to the public opinion section of the video. And we want to talk about what's going on here. How do you all feel about this? Okay? Serious matter. Do you feel that Texas Governor Greg Abbott is correct in trying to secure his state's border himself? Or do you feel that President Joe Biden and the federal government have a case against Greg Abbott? So let me know. And the reason that I'm saying this is because those migrants that come here, thousands of them, they all need to be housed. They all need to be fed. They need medical care. Some of them have mental issues. You have a lot of young kids there. And I'm sure that there are probably some great people, in those persons that's coming here. But the citizenry have to be able to know that the government is going to look out for their interests first. That's what their job is. And secondly, that the money that's allocated to take care of these types of situations is not so much that it's going to take away from the actual citizens. That's the main thing. Now, if you have a household of 4, you know how much it takes to take care of a household of 4. You add 6 or 7 more people to that household, it could devastate you. And that's exactly what's happening in some of these communities where a lot of these, as you would call them, migrants, asylum seekers, illegal immigrants, however you want to classify them, are being sent. These communities cannot absorb any kind of monies going from the needs in their communities to house or to help anyone. So if you're going to bring these many people over here, you need to be able to provide for them and not put it on the backs of citizens that's already struggling. And secondly, and this is just my opinion, I'm not against immigration. I'm for legal immigration because there are steps that are involved when you become a legal citizen of the United States of America. And now you're bringing in people that we don't know about. We don't know anything about the people that are coming in. We don't know their health. It's a lot that goes into that. So if you're gonna bring them in here, make sure that they're vetted, that they're, just make sure that they're okay, because you have not just from people that's coming from South America. These people are coming from all over the world. So you don't want to have any kind of issues with people coming over here and then you putting the citizens at risk. So not to mention all the drugs that's pouring over the border, not to mention the little kids that have to come over the border and what they have to go through when they have to take these journeys. So there's a lot of human capital at risk here. So we need to make sure that we're being careful about this. And we are for everybody at the SPANNFLOWER Channel living their best life and knowing what they need to do. But it needs to be done fairly, equitably, and safely. Okay? So let me know what you think about it. Okay?